extremely motivated.
It's his fault that I'm wearing this.
Finally.
Why is it his fault?
Should I close the door?
Okay, we're on.
Yay!
Why are we on what? Some of us are eating.
It's
My
fine.
crush is gonna be looking at me eating. She's like, oh, she eats like that.
Yes, they need to see you very.
No, and I have a very beautiful crush on a very beautiful woman, so I don't want her to see me.
Who's this crush? Do you wanna shout out?
Shout
I'm also
out
gonna
to
be
Sophie's
eating.
Crush.
No, I don't want to eat on my case.
I'm also gonna be eating though. Hello everybody.
We don't eat this way.
Nagapang.
Yeah. Nana usually got.
I might be gay, but I still eat like a man.
Wow. Hello, hi everyone.
Like a straight man, I should say.
Sorry we are late. Welcome to our last installment for the year. Hello, hi everyone. So welcome to our last installment for the year. My name is Fiso Sitole.
That's okay, Sisotole.
And I'm Andrew Takalo Lutole.
Together we are
The
the
Toles.
Now today we've got a guest, as we mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Her name. Should I go by
My full name.
your full name? Lesego Mashishi.
Yes.
Thank you guys for having me.
Welcome.
Finally.
I think you need to speak a bit louder. There's a lot of testosterone.
I know, right? And I have a very squeaky voice.
Anyway, so apologies again for being late. As Cinnamon has already said, this is the last broadcast for the year. And yeah, before, I think we should just thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody for joining us every single week for the past, I don't know, how many weeks has it been?
I think it was since when? I think October. No, not October.
August.
August, yeah, since
It was August, end of August.
Mm.
And you guys have been faithful, joining us every week, engaging with us. So yeah, we're very happy with this platform and what it's doing and everyone tuning in. So yeah, today's the last episode for 2020. What are we talking about today?
Yes. So tonight we are talking about the beef between gays and lesbians.
Is the beef?
Is the beef actually?
the
We just want to
gays?
know, but because we've noticed some things.
Have you guys experienced hate from lesbians? Or
Haven't you?
from gays?
Yeah.
No, never.
Really?
You've never
Oh.
experienced any hate from gays?
I would
It's unspoken, it's unseen.
Yeah.
It's like this tension
Mm.
between
The elephant
some
in the
people.
room.
I think it might be a personal thing. Do you think it might be personal?
I think it might
It
be.
might be.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you were saying earlier that you were gonna bring your gay friend,
I have a gay friend whom I am always with. I'm sure you've seen him.
but you
Every
don't.
time you go anywhere, I'm with him.
Yeah, but you don't find a lot of friendships like that where there's a gay or a gay man and a lesbian and they're tight. Usually it's gay people or gay guys and then lesbian girls, and our parties are separate. There's that line, man. I don't know, have you not noticed it?
I have. Even clubs we have.
Yes,
and
yeah.
we have elements.
There's a gay corner.
Yeah.
There's a lesbian corner.
There you see. I'm glad you mentioned Elements, because last week there was a Pride event at Elements, right? And the night before that we were at Lagantina, and then we were leaving Lagantina, and as we turned, because we usually park our cars at the hospital, I'm not gonna mention their name, but we park our cars there and then we go to Lagantina. So as we turn, there's Elements, and there were so many lesbians. And you're where are the where are you guys coming from? Was there a lesbians party, or what's actually going on? Because you go to that side, there are very few lesbians, but then you come here to Elements and there's
which is a predominantly perceived club, right? I mean heterosexual.
No, it's now. It's now.
Yeah, it was
a
perceived as a heterosexual space initially.
Okay.
In fact, that corner du Toit and Pretorius, is now known as the queer corner.
Exactly.
It's true.
It's a queer village. We are painting Pretoria queer.
Wow.
South Africa has always been a rainbow nation.
Yeah.
So, I mean, part of the reason why this topic came about was that episode that aired on it was on Modern Family, and they were basically describing how lesbians and gays don't really gel, right? And I mean, your case is an anomaly, and we have been friends, but when we were friends, or close friends rather, we were not out. In fact, I only found out about you way after high school. So we met in high school.
And I also didn't know.
I know.
Yeah, but I went to a school where it wasn't exactly
it wasn't cool.
It wasn't
yeah.
easy.
Okay.
So we actually came out, not to each other, but we came out after high school. And when I saw him, I'm like, how?
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised.
I got a call from a friend. No, she came to the flat and she was like, "Did you know that Kotatsu is gay?" I'm like, yeah.
How did you know?
I have you on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
I've always had you on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I kind of knew. She's like, no, you lie. So then we asked Fudge. She made me call Fudge. She's like,
Detail.
Yeah. But we know, anyway. So, anyway, in that episode, they explained, straight men and heterosexual men, same gender, right? Or same sex, rather, I should say. And then straight women and gay men attracted to the same gender.
Yeah.
But lesbians...
No.
And what is the issue? What's the beef? What have you experienced, or what have you seen? Even if it hasn't been your own personal experience, but what have you heard? And we felt it was important to have a lesbian person. Not that you're a statistic, my friend. But we didn't want to have a conversation on our own about other people, in their absence. And also, you're not the spokesperson of the lesbian
This
community.
is just your
We are not
your
the
experience.
spokespeople
This is
of-
just your experience and your point of view.
And when we were actually having a conversation before we actually started the live, she actually brought up a valid point that I was like, what?
Yeah, no,
okay.
I was taken aback when you
What
said
was the
that.
point? Do you wanna
No, she's
repeat
probably
that?
gonna. Yeah.
No, I think she's gonna probably.
Okay, well, go ahead.
But I was saying, this whole thing, it starts out. It doesn't even start out in the alphabet community. It starts out in life as general, because men are perceived to be, higher or more important than more superior. That's the word.
Yeah.
More superior than women. And even when it comes to the lesbian community or the alphabet community, it's the same thing. Also, I mean, which other, except for Ellen DeGeneres, which other lesbian do you know who could occupy Sir Elton John or Somizi's place? They're not as flamboyant, and most masculine lesbian are not even as outspoken as Somizi and all of them.
Wow.
So
So then it's that thing, so even within the alphabet community, the men are still placed on a
higher,
pedestal.
yeah.
So that would create some kind of friction, even if it's subconscious, even if it's not it's played down, but it's there.
So
you know what I've always felt.
Yeah,
Could
go on.
have
And it does boil down to patriarchy. No? I've always felt, especially the butch lesbians, they really... I don't even think they're doing it on purpose. It's just maybe how I feel. I just feel so emasculated.
Yeah,
around
they have so much dominance.
Yes.
No, it happens even between lesbians. When one lesbian sees the other one coming this way, you even change.
Oh my god! Because I think not only now it brings back a memory, right?
Yeah.
I went to a meeting with a designer friend of mine, and he was doing a dress for, I don't want to name her name, a prominent lesbian chick, you know, and the wife. And when we went to that meeting, the handshake was more stronger than mine. I was like, okay, are you trying to intimidate me to make me feel? Because obvious, it's clear which I'm gay, veil, and so the handshake was like, and I was like, what? Okay, so I thought to myself, okay, no. I think Nami, I then maybe at that point had that thing to say, which I don't think I want to associate a lot with a lot of lesbians, because I feel like they are, especially the butch ones, because I feel like there would be that power struggle, you know, between myself and them, because you know, by nature I am male and they are, and I'm also trying not to be what they think but it's just I don't know.
There's like a paradigm there, like that.
There's a shift, yeah.
Like, I mean, I look, I have always just decided to just stay clear, especially of lesbians, because I was like, you know what, here they are. This is always like this testosterone, battle, like, you know, and then next thing, oh Makala, it breaks out in fight, and I'm like, hey!
That's another, okay, so later on we're going to discuss those myths or
surrounding.
Is it a myth? Like stereotypes.
Stereotype, yeah,
right? Because I believe that there are commonly held stereotypes about gay men held by lesbian women and vice versa, right? And one of them being that lesbians are violent.
Yes.
How long have you known me?
I know, but that's why I called you here, because like none of those things. That's what I'm saying. It's, you know, it's a commonly held stereotype, and you know, a stereotype is not true of every single person.
One.
It's just it's a covering statement. But I know that you're not violent.
Also, I think it also goes leading now, you know, changes over time. In the past, there were like, I don't want to say ghetto lesbians, but in the past, there were those black label, lesbians who were like, I'm the man.
Do you think it's like as it was maybe within the gay community, where like, you know, the gay men were always expected, or they understood themselves to want to be a bit more feminine. I think that's all they knew at the time. If you're a gay man, this is how you act, this is what you do, you are more effeminate and all those kind of things.
But also
so now when you get a lesbian, could it be now you are automatically assumed, or
you want to be a man.
You want to be more masculine, more man.
So in the past there was only gays and lesbians. It wasn't the LGBTQI. You know, there wasn't the entire alphabet community. It was just gays and lesbians.
Like,
and there were only two types.
Yeah.
You could either be the butch, or you could, and if you were gay, you had to be
more effeminate.
more drag queen
Yeah.
type of person.
Yeah.
So that's the only way that heterosexual people could identify to the alphabet community. So if now we're coming with other, you know, there's me, there's like your almost butch, but almost fudge.
What's
lesbians.
fudge? What's fudge?
Okay, I think you're gonna help us with that.
Butch? Is that all one combination?
I
Like
love
a
that.
soft
Actually, I would like you
fudge.
to give us some, like, you know, lingo into lesbian.
I
think
do.
would like to, yes.
I mean, I remember meeting, and you know, to be quite honest, like I feel like lesbian women are more receptive of gay people. Than
gay people
we are. So I think maybe the beef is on our side.
Only those gay guys that are so bitchy,
Yeah.
like very quick on their tongue and everything like that. They're quick with clapbacks and all those kind of things. So automatically, when someone maybe Basamwitsing, you know, approaches them or steps into their territory, automatically it's like boof. You know,
True.
I don't know.
So still on the topic, you know, the femme or feminine. lesbian versus the butch lesbian, do you find that butch lesbians, because feminine, they sort of like pass as straight, right? And they really have to say, no, I'm actually,
Yeah, until they say it out loud.
Yeah, you're not gonna,
Yeah.
it's just like, and I hate this with straight acting, guy.
So is that a thing as well? Do you get a straight acting lesbian?
Do you go out and say, I want a straight acting lesbian?
No, we don't.
Well,
Okay.
So would two butch lesbians date?
Yeah,
okay.
even two femme lesbians date.
Okay.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen
yeah,
that.
true.
I have seen that. So then, would you then consider, or have you seen, butch lesbians are more accepted? Because I know a lot of butch lesbians who have a lot of straight straight male friends.
I think feminine lesbians are more accepted than butch lesbians.
Okay.
That's why butch lesbians stick to their friends. That's why
Yeah.
they have like the one straight guy or the
Yeah.
couple of straight guys that they hang with, because partly out of fear and partly
Yes.
from I just want to be protected by these people. So
That and I mean that is very familiar to how femme gay guys
would stick around.
People who are similar to them to feel protected, especially because walking down the street as a feminine gay man is just scary.
It is.
You don't know what's gonna happen to you. You don't know who's gonna say what. You don't know. It's just scary. So I'd imagine that being a butch lesbian is the
It's much
same.
more scarier, actually.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
and
Because
do
I
you
think I think it's we shouldn't downplay how more vulnerable the butch lesbians are than us as femme gay men, because we might just get the odd beaten up and whatnot, but they are at more risk at being sexually violated and all that. So yeah, well, it takes a lot. I think it does. It takes courage.
It's quite interesting that there are so many similarities, especially when it comes to the challenges that we face.
We all face.
The insecurities that we may have. They're quite similar. The fears that we have.
But I think,
might be a
as
bit
she
more
said,
identical.
Uti, we've always set ourselves as superior. We didn't want to come to this point as where we talk about this and actually find out, Uti, we actually the same. Our fears are the same, and our wants are the same. We all want to be happy with whoever we walk down the street with, and we just thought, Uti, maybe because Tina, we are genetically male, we are actually the more important than them as the female.
And I think that's where, and that's why, and that's why we are. That's why there's this underlying dislike. It's not because of anything that, I mean, the whole violence thing. I think it's something that is isolated. I think we use it as an excuse. But the underlying thing is misogyny and patriarchy.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, it's an internal struggle that you go through on your own. But now, being in a space where a whole woman is stronger or considered stronger than you. Yo, what a mindfuck.
Guys, wait. I don't know if you maybe just want to go into the comments. Okay, we might have a few. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say.
Sure. Oh wow, so many comments. Okay, sorry guys.
Sorry.
Oh. Okay. Okay, let me just make sure. Okay, that's all of them. K Mudumise says on time for today's session.
Oh,
yes.
Wow, spice.
K Mudumise also says, I was wondering where Dakaro is. He's here.
Hello.
Khosi Tsile is watching. Welcome, Khosi. Liko says, Nisela Ntoni Apo.
Kiss with 80.
Okay, we're not advertising for them, but yeah, we're drinking. And then Tulile says, hello, my peoples, long time, hey. Hey, Tulile, you've been gone, hey?
No, she's been
Been
gone.
gone forever.
We've missed you.
Mashlati says, love my ladies, no beef with them. Patrick says, do melang,
Hey,
I
Mr.
couldn't.
Rancic.
He says, I couldn't miss the last episode
For the year.
of 2020. I even cancelled my service appointment
Oh,
with the Bay. Oh, wow. Thank
Oh God,
we
guys.
love you.
I'd never do that.
I'm also postponing.
Yeah, it's a postponement. It's not a cancellation.
I would get your show tomorrow.
All right, Mashati says, Patrick, relationship rather if there's no way. Wow, guys.
Ooh, I'm blushing.
Oh. Ooh, okay, now I'm flashing because all right. This is so interesting. Can't believe this is the last one. Spindilem Tembu. So Spindilem Tembu is a very special woman in my life.
Oh.
She knows.
Oh,
In which way special?
Wait.
Yeah, how is
I don't want to put on blast.
Yeah.
Spindile, if you allow me, I'll tell them about you.
Let's have her
Just
consent.
indicate. Yeah.
I think
Let's allow her to give me permission to tell them about her. So yeah, we were saying. So that is the mind fact that we us feeling emasculated around particularly butch lesbians
may create.
is the issue,
Yeah.
right?
The root of.
I don't get why gays and lesbians can't get along or don't get
No,
along.
look,
We
I
make
get
such-
along with-
We
I
make good.
I get
we
along
make
with
good.
some good allies.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
I have a lot of male friends. You have a lot of female friends.
Not anymore.
No.
Not even. You like one of the few, very few.
Why?
In fact, okay, so with straight girls, I made a decision that I'm not gonna be friends. Even like back in the day, like I was like, I'm not gonna make friends with straight girls, purely because straight guys use us to get to the girls, right? And
The girls would.
when now you'll be thinking, this straight guy is into you, Ganti. Ufuna umgani wako. Know what I mean? So I'm like,
Oh, so
I don't
you
want to
were
be,
used, yeah.
I don't want to be like a bridge.
There'll be like blurred lines.
you know,
He would
yeah.
still like kind of flirt with you a bit, but just to
Yeah,
keep you there.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly, yeah. So I don't like that, and I think that also happens with butch lesbians.
But also some girls can be a bit mean. But
To
anyway,
get-
that's a topic for another day.
What do you?
But
which
gay
girls?
guys can also be mean.
I know, but
Gay guys
no.
can be extra.
They-
I don't
no,
think it's about mean.
they-
I think it's about extra. And then nababa extra kangako they get to that point kube ngathi ba mean yana mara ba extra.
But Casey,
Yeah.
have you ever heard, a heterosexual woman, or is it, you chomi, I love you, mara umuzoro, mara unganao, yo, wait, exactly. I mean, that's
No, but I get it.
That's homophobia right
That's
there.
a whole topic for another day. because
Exactly.
We know
But-
why they keep most of us around for the hair, the makeup.
Yes,
And the
for
fashion.
and for the confidence.
A
Yeah,
shopping
but-
buddy.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
that's not what we're talking about.
We just
So-
ate some laundry, but anyway.
I love what you just said, Lesego, about that you don't get why there's this rift. Because we do actually make good friends. I mean, you and I were together like this, like for 5 years straight.
Yeah.
I think we sort of drifted after varsity,
After, yeah.
but
after
I think
high
we were
school.
after high school, and we were like sort of finding ourselves as well, and I think we needed that space. But I mean, every time I see you, I'm like, I'm so happy to see you, and I feel the same
We
way.
were even given names, Casey and Jojo.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
she
they
used
call
to
us.
be, because I was Casey and we were like, no, because so she's Jojo. Because like,
Together.
Oh,
we were always, like,
Always
always,
together.
always together.
But I never saw her though.
You did.
Did I see her?
Oh my word! Like
I never.
Every
I probably
day.
Never saw.
We were
Every
always
day.
on
together.
the train
We were
together
all-
we were
every day.
like. Then I be like, I also joined the band like that.
No, I know because we were talking earlier on, and she was saying, "I don't know, you guys are." And I'm like, and she's like, "No, I've met Andrew before." I'm like, "Andrew, where did you meet Andrew?" He's like, "On the train." I'm like, which train? He's like, "No, at high school." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Wait, I met
Funny enough, we
Casey.
were all like
I
on
met-
the same
yeah,
train.
I met
as
Casey
well.
on the train. Yeah, and I was always on the train with my twin brother, so I never got to see you. I don't
No,
know.
we were always
I
together.
probably changed. Yeah, I was a lot bigger. A
Okay.
lot.
And
my
you used
hair
to
was.
plait your hair and do
Sometimes.
like
A lot.
relax it.
No, I never know. I had
You
an
did.
afro most of my
It was
high
it
school.
was a short afro.
Yeah.
Did you wait? What did you do on your matric dance?
I plaited
You
my
plaited
afro.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did I think you had? Anyway, that's
Yeah, grade 8.
interesting.
Probably grade 8. Yeah.
But I actually want to just revisit something that you said earlier about the whole not having enough room to shine in the space, you know, in the society, because of this whole patriarchy. What do you think has to be done in order for that? I don't know if is it. Do you think there's some gatekeeping?
I think
don't understand.
it's just human nature. It's the same thing that we're going through. Straight people are going through as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel like straight female, go through the same thing with straight guys. So it's just a matter of lifting each other up.
Yeah.
It's not there's no recipe. There's no guidelines to it. It's just lifting each other up. Like you were saying, Spiso, earlier on, that you've never heard a certain celebrity say that they have a lesbian friend.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
I've also never heard him say that he has a lesbian friend. Or even while watching his shows, seem like him typed with somebody who's lesbian.
I also have a good lesbian friend.
We
You
do.
know, she's wonderful, like wonderful.
Which
Not really.
Not really.
She's a balance, man.
Okay, so
She's-
maybe then that
she-
we should define butch, because I would
Yeah.
have thought she's butch.
she's what did you say
Fudge.
earlier? Fudge.
yeah.
I think
Yeah,
she may be
I think
Fudge.
she may be butch, because I mean I just saw a picture of hers on Facebook.
Yes, yesterday was
And
something
with
like
dry
that.
pen. I'm like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that from you, but like she wears like chinos, and you know, you would never see her in a
Love
dress or
sneakers
long
and all
hair
of
or
that.
anything. So is that a butch lesbian? The fact that you wear pants all the time, you have short hair, you're basically a tomboy, or you look like
It's like
a
a topic for another day. It's labeling J on its own is a topic.
Ne?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's important. I think we should earmark that for.
Labeling
Offerings.
is because sometimes people will be like that and they'll be like, nah, but I'm lesbian or
Yeah, so how do people
non-binary
actually feel? How do they feel about the labeling?
I also think it's an
how would
individual
you
thing.
how would you feel?
I also think that labeling is an individual thing. It's look, if somebody wants to label themselves, that's good. But if they don't, it's okay.
Because I know in the gay space,
I don't like
people
it.
don't
I
like
don't,
being
yeah.
called, whether it's like butch femme, whether it's like super femme, or you know.
I think
and
even
there's this-
even
there's
the
this thing, yeah,
roles,
there's
even
this
the
thing,
roles,
yeah,
like
yeah,
bisexual bottom.
I have
bisexual bottom.
bisexual. And then
Bisexual bottom.
yes, people even would
Really?
say
Yes.
words.
I don't even like being called a bottom or a top. Power bottom. Like, what is that?
Like,
you know,
those
like,
kind of
please
things. Like,
inform us.
What is a
It
power
the
bottom?
same. Yeah, we fighting the same struggles.
I really think, Jorge, that's just so disrespectful.
Yeah.
To some degree. Yes, some
It's
people
like,
may choose to say it amongst themselves, maybe if it's friends.
It's okay when it's coming from us. It's like, you know, it's like using the word nigger.
Yeah.
It's okay if another black person says that, but it's not. If you're white,
Like, don't call me.
don't call me a nigger. Yeah,
Okay.
it's exactly like that. If somebody else asks me, like, okay, so you're butch, so you are the more dominant one in the region. I feel like you're asking me to give you like
Details,
a peek
like, yeah.
into my bedroom.
Thank you. That's
Why?
Actually,
yeah.
that's actually what it is.
It is, because it's the same as, you know, just because you wear short shorts, Casey,
Yes.
you know, you must be bottom. Just because you've got long hair, you must be bottom. Not that there's anything wrong with being bottom,
But-
right? But
Like, stop trying to guess people.
why are you trying to place me
Into a
into
box.
it? And you remember we mentioned that actually also, it, you know, falls within that patriarchy thing, because now they're trying to figure out. They're trying to place you on the
within
social
the
scale.
scale.
Yeah.
Okay,
Who's the man?
who's the man and who's the
Mm.
woman?
And they're forgetting which I could be the bottom in the power bottom in the relationship, but I could be the one who wears the pants in the relationship.
There is a gay guy who passed away a couple of years ago, and he was flamboyant. Like, you know, Andrew was even afraid of him. He was proper flamboyant,
Yeah,
right?
The way
And-
I was afraid of the way he used to hit on me. But like, was he not transgender?
I don't know if he was,
I think he was a trans
because
woman.
was she? I don't know. If anyway, yeah.
But you can't blame
But
the
like,
name.
You can't.
But the
label
person was just
based on-
so strong.
Yeah.
Like strong in terms of personality and presence.
But there were guys who were
That
topped by him.
loved.
Who were topped by him, and they would say that, you know, like, that was some of the best sex I've ever had in my life, right? But also, in order for him or her, and we're only saying this because we don't know how he classified. Unfortunately, he's passed away.
Yeah.
But how he would get to topping someone, he would need to change his look. He would need to wear a cap, like straight jeans, you know.
Would he or she do that? I've
heard of him doing that.
I've always seen the female, the her.
Yeah.
You know, the her.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, in order for him to,
presenting.
you know, to be able to, you know, well, I don't know if he was doing it to top someone, but when he would pick up a boy and leave with a boy, and, you know, it would be in his drag. So to
Oh
speak.
yeah.
You know, the reverse
Oh,
or the
maybe there was
inverse.
non-conforming.
Maybe he was non-conforming.
Yeah, maybe. You see, there's so
Yeah.
many other
There's so many, yeah.
alphabets now.
Yeah.
And you never really know.
You
We
can't-
in the community, we don't even know.
Maybe I might
We
have-
don't even know. We don't
might
even
also have a
understand.
problem with the alphabet too. That it might also be trying to
Yeah.
place
And there's
us.
so many now that I just call them the alphabet community, because
Exactly.
you get to LGBTQI and then
Plus.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think we're also quite ignorant in the sense that, you know, the moment you come out, you forget about everything else. And I used to tell a friend of mine that, you know what, coming out is like the tip of the iceberg, because
There's a
the
lot.
fact that you have now come to terms
Yeah,
with your
of course.
sexuality does not necessarily mean that you know all there is about your sexuality, because human sexuality also is fluid. It changes, you know, all the time. And you know, just because you are here doesn't mean that you know everything. And that's what I think a
And
lot of us take
We
for
still
granted.
don't know everything.
we really don't
I mean, some of us might have come out. I don't know. Was it 2007 when I came out? But
I came
don't
out
know
2006.
everything that
Immediately
I-
after high school.
You're done. You could
No,
not.
I can't anymore. They're
No.
called Salome. Yeah,
Really? At home.
at my
Oh my
house.
god.
And she's there like, but my friend, you got breasts and everything. Like, you come out as a very female. I'm like, what?
Salome.
What do breast? This
Has
is
to do
also
with
X.
them.
I know.
Yeah.
I remember her. I remember her.
But yeah, I mean, I think those are some of the misconceptions that a lot of people have. Like the way I was also attacked outside Jack Buddha because I was wearing short shorts, and this guy and I was like, yo, you've got such a huge bulge. Why would you chow ass or be chow? And I'm like, what's it gonna do with you? This bulge, is it attached to your body or my body? You know what I mean? So people like just, I think there's also a misconception that if you've got a small penis, then you bottom as well.
Yeah. So you see, we face the same struggle. People will say to me, "Oh, you haven't had good dick." That's why you...
Oh yes,
Yeah.
oh yes, because I mean,
It's always
dick
the same
is
thing.
yeah. I think there's some more comments.
Some comments.
Yeah, no, Siabuya tonight. Siabuya. It's real. Let me
My crush is more important.
Okay. Okay, so Patrick asks, Casey, is Spindile your ex-girlfriend from your straight days? Spindile says, lol, sure. So she's given me a permission.
Okay.
So I will respond to your question, Patrick. And then he then says, when Sfiso says, I never saw her before. Yeah, because lesbians are invincible, Cinnamon.
Is that what he's?
That's what you.
Oh my god.
All right, so Spindile says, what's a futch? So a futch is a feminine butch lesbian. Futch.
Well explained.
It's like
Right?
a butch femme.
Very good.
A butch femme.
It's like a butch femme queen in if they were gay. Okay, Patrick then says, do butch lesbians ever date each other? I think we've answered that. They do. And then
And
Spindile,
notice how I say they do?
because you're not. Yeah, because you don't. All right, Spindile then says, labeling comes from behavior and or dress code. Good question. We'll answer that. Hi. I've got big fingers, guys. Okay. Woo. Mahlatsi, you are such a writer in life. All right, Mahlatsi says,
Paragraph.
if we just dismantle this idea that being bottom is less than and being femme automatically places you as the bottom, then we'll get somewhere. It's disheartening to hear gay people calling each other bottom as a way to put you down or make you feel like you are less significant.
Because they actually would classify now the top as the superior,
Yes.
the alpha male,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and all, like
As the provider.
As the
some
provider.
of them ain't nothing.
All right. Spindile then asks, is it okay to refer to a gay or les as he, she, even though their gender depicts otherwise?
You need to ask how
Yeah.
to address them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No.
the correct way.
No.
to do it.
It's
A gay man will be he.
he.
A lesbian will be she.
A transgender.
A transgender,
gay man.
meaning if I'm a guy or if I was born male with a penis, but I am transitioning
And you.
or to be a woman, then you have to you refer to me as she
As she.
or he. I mean as she,
As she.
her.
But
yeah.
remember now, you don't know where the person is on the point of transition.
But that-
and
no,
how they
but-
still identify.
But I can
So
remember
it's
this
always
is
better to
I
find
think
out.
we're now putting it like
the
the
plain
basics,
scales.
yeah,
Yes.
and then we'll come to where that's where the non-binary comes in, where they actually don't identify
As
as anything. Then you just call them they.
But there are some where if you're not sure how to address someone, it's always better to say, how
ask
would you
them.
like me to address you?
Yeah.
But actually, there's a majority, not a majority, but there's a lot of other gay men who want to be addressed as a she, regardless of whether by a transitioner or anything. But they still want to be referred as a mugel grow.
Yeah, but to be
But
politically correct,
that's a
I don't
to
think.
be
I don't
more
think.
politically
Yeah, I don't
correct,
think that's a
gay
serious
guy
thing.
is a he,
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
lesbian woman is a she.
Yeah, no,
Unless if
politically,
they're
yes.
transitioning.
But some may not know whether they are transitioning or not, or because there is sometimes people who don't understand where they are in terms of they metamorphosis, you know.
And that's why I said, like, just coming out. Obviously, now when you come out, you have identified that there's something different about you, and maybe at that point you think, or maybe you are gay, or whatever. And then as you now learn more and more, you actually start to realize, I actually don't have a connection to my penis. Maybe I'm not actually supposed to be a man. And I think it goes with growing and learning all of these
I would
things.
love for us to have somebody who is trans one night.
Holy shit.
It would be so
I would
cool.
like to meet a trans man, right? And I know someone who is dating a trans man. I would like a trans man actually.
Would you like
To
to
date?
date a trans
Oh
man?
yes, oh
But
yes.
guys, like trans people,
Oh, yes.
Like I was looking at this trans
Okay.
Okay,
woman
that's another show.
the other
That's a
night.
whole
I think it was at Jack Buddha, and I was so mesmerized by her.
I was
So they look
Yes.
good.
Like
And then
I was
they
like, I kept hating on her. Hey, like
Him.
her.
really?
So and I mean, these are some of I know someone, right, who also, they sort of don't identify as gay or anything, but they have a wish, or I don't want to say fetish because then that just sexualizes it and it objectifies the person, but they would like to have an encounter with a trans woman. Still transitioning, like literally being penetrated by a woman who still has a penis. Hectic.
Sounds like a fetish.
Wow. Okay, that's something.
It's a fantasy.
It's a fantasy.
Is it a fetish? Like
It's a
what's
fetish.
what's the
Oh, no,
line?
no, it
Where do we
borders-
draw the line between fantasy and
No,
fetish?
but I think it becomes a fetish if
When it's a regular
It's a
practice.
regular thing.
Yes.
A fantasy, if you've never done it before, but you have these thoughts of wanting to do it,
And the desire.
and the desire to do it, it's the same as a straight man wanting to have sex with a gay man. He has these thoughts.
Or maybe
and
he just
it's-
wants to explore.
It's
or,
maybe the
forms
experiment.
part of the fantasy.
Yeah.
Sure. So is that
I
your
would say
fantasy?
broad.
I want it's for me, guys. Okay, so
Are
I
you
have my sexual.
fantasizing?
It's not a fantasy.
What substantiate it? Yes, no.
I'm not gonna agree to something that is not true. I have a complex sexuality, right? To go back to what Patrick was asking, if Stindile was my girlfriend in my straight days. When I thought I was straight. But I would still date Stindile because I am still attracted to women. And that's why a trans man would work perfectly for me.
I actually want to take it somewhere. Do you think that part of the underlying beef maybe because the lesbian
wants
has
to
a
be exactly.
has a
Yes.
I was also thinking
Yes.
about it. I was also thinking about
So
it.
the lesbian-
It could be that
yes,
gay men have what
They're
lesbians
jealous.
want.
Yeah.
Could it be about the
It's
anatomy?
jealousy. It is about me. Yeah, I think that's another element
Yeah.
to it. Like gay guys are jealous of.
Look at this one
Of-
who has something that I want. It's
You
not
want, and
easy.
he doesn't care about
And I would use it.
Wow.
Not always.
No, I'm not saying no. Like we're saying, it's part of it.
part of
it
it.
may
Or
be.
it could be
It
part
may
of
be.
it. That actually, like lesbians have the most fun. They get to look like boys.
And maybe the
And
lesbian
you know.
might also have, like, if there is for some, maybe it might be also vice versa, that they may be jealous of the fact that the guy has a penis and
So-
he's not doing anything with
So,
it.
so while we on this topic, and you must tell me if I'm being too intrusive, right? Do you use a dildo?
This is what I was talking about.
A strap on.
This is what I think. Remember when I said there's people who
yeah.
want to take a peep into.
Yeah.
No, I don't use toys.
Okay.
Yet.
Oh,
I might in future.
Oh,
but-
okay.
now you made me just want to go further. Go deeper.
No,
Papa.
so this is what, you know, I've heard someone say, right? You know, especially when you watch lesbian porn, they'll be
You do?
like,
You actually watch lesbian porn?
yes.
Why would you?
Well, oh, my sister might be watching. No, I don't watch porn. But you know, maybe when you're changing the channel and you see two lesbians making out,
Or these ads come up.
or these, you know,
see-
exactly, like when you're on Twitter and then like someone's freak Twitter account comes up, then you see, right? Because I don't go
I
out
feel you.
looking for these
It
things.
happens to me all the time.
They look for you.
They do. They find me, and I'm the
And
child
always
of the
do.
Lord.
Honestly.
But you know, you always see like lesbians in it, like simulating, you know, the movement of like having a penis penetrating
Of
a vagina.
heteronormative. But like, that's
But
how
I heard,
sexual
I
stimulation
don't know
works.
if that's true, but I heard Uguti that I don't know.
Dry
There's
humping.
no when you know. But I don't know
Scissoring.
the meeting. What is these thingamabobbies?
Oh, the
Yeah,
clitoris.
labia, or is it the
Is it
clitoris?
clitoris?
The
Or
clitoris.
It's the clitoris.
there's one that is probably longer or whatever, and then it stimulates the other. And
Are we making on
These are fetish.
No,
these are now the myths and the stereotypes
Yes.
that we're talking about.
yeah, but that's what I've heard. It's at some point that gets, you know, yeah, it's one of those things that
I heard
happens
that the
during.
favorite position is scissoring. I don't know.
I don't speak for everyone. Sometimes I don't even speak for myself. But
It's true.
you know, what was the question?
The scissoring.
Scissoring.
Yeah, no, that
It's a
one.
thing, man.
That one works. Eh? That's the trick.
That's the trick.
That's the trick.
All right. Wow, I'm flashing. everyone. I'm so embarrassed for whoever's watching. Sorry, guys. If you're watching with your kids, like, just we should have warned that it would. We didn't know that it was gonna take
Yeah,
this sharp
but you
curve,
know,
but these things tend to happen.
they do. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's most people's favorite position.
Okay.
I actually want to ask a question.
Oh, ask
You
them.
ever ask?
Have you ever, okay, maybe once you've started understanding yourself in terms of your sexuality, have you ever had the desire to be with a man?
No.
Okay.
Simple.
How do you feel about the lesbians that do?
Shoot, like I was saying, there's
But
so
different
many.
strokes for different
Yeah, and there's so many
And
other.
there's
alphabets
bisexuality.
and-
But I get it. Remember now,
you never
there's a thing
know.
within the gay community that some bisexuals were not really that accepted
Well,
to some degree.
there is.
See, when I was going through the ads,
But
I've noticed there are some people who transition. They're lesbian women who go from female to male and still get with guys.
yeah.
And at first, you know, the younger me didn't get it. Like, why would you go through? But you know,
There
It's
is
It
about
happens.
their
there's a series on Netflix. I forget the name, but it's based in San Francisco. About this old trans woman, who has a huge house and all these gay people, you know, straight. Well, I guess there's one straight guy, and you know they live in that house, right?
Okay.
And one of the lesbians that lived there, they were a couple, or they are a couple for some time during the series. Actually decides that they're going to transition to being a man. And once they actually don't go through the transitioning, they start taking hormones and everything, but eventually after coming out as now trans man, he then breaks up with
the partner.
with his girlfriend because he's like, I'm actually gay.
Oh.
Oh wow.
And I was like, whoa, that is...
Yeah, that's
It's
that is
something else.
hectic.
Like,
Yeah.
So,
like-
I was so
like,
surprised when I saw it. I was like,
sexuality is complex, guys. It's complex. It's
So-
something that you can't just have like your own little, like you can't box it.
Yeah.
You know, even in the alphabet spectrum, I mean, like the whole, community, when they try and like put it all these classifications, you still can't, place it in there. You can't fit everything in
Exactly.
there.
And isn't that the reason why we find ourselves where we are? Because, society has tried to box people,
Put
and
everybody
those
in a
boxes don't fit, or we don't fit in those boxes. And
Yeah.
now there is
Yeah.
this thing, how dare you reject this box that we've built for you? You know what I mean?
Exactly. We are meant to
that's,
now
yeah.
fit into what they have prescribed for us.
Yeah.
But that's basically our main objective.
Yeah.
Is that which we want to actually strip down that box
Exactly.
so that
Exactly.
people could actually
And just
see.
accept everyone
Exactly.
how
For who they are.
for how they are. And if I'm gay today and I'm bi tomorrow and I decide
I wanna be
I'm
trans, I
going to
wanna
be
be-
trans,
You want to be
you have to
pansexual.
Is my life.
You have to accept it.
If I want to be asexual,
Yeah.
non-conforming, whatever it is, or no,
It's all
yeah.
good.
Even though I don't agree with the fact that we still need to label what a person
Yeah,
is.
labels, man.
Yeah.
It's these labels. It's these labels. Okay. Time for comments. All right.
I'm on 8. No, 7:30. 7:30.
Yo, guys, your comments. Okay, cool. Patrick says, I'm attracted to hot butch lesbians. Like Casta Semenya. Casta Semenya is hot, guys.
Yo,
Casta is hot.
I get it, that's
Yo.
the
Yo,
I didn't want to name the name, but because of Patrick Umnemile,
Yeah.
yeah, that handshake night. Like,
Yes.
it's a
Oh,
problem.
was that the
that was the wife.
Okay.
All right.
And the voice.
Okay.
That's the bottom of your voice.
Also, so Patrick has a question. He says, do lesbian women ever get attracted to femme gays? I don't know.
I think they do. I have a friend who was attracted to femme gay guys.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's hectic.
Or
And
to
it was
gay guys
all
as a
like-
whole.
like
No,
gay
femme.
What
Femme
about
gays.
just a gay guy?
No, friend, but I get it. They needed to be
all
femme.
of them are femme. All the ones that she was with are femme.
Wow. All right, and then Mahlatsi says, there's
don't
something,
Trying to ask.
don't go.
guys,
Sorry.
there's something about a trans man, guys. They ooze sexy. I agree. I totally agree.
Yes.
One trans man.
But I love a trans woman.
Trans woman.
I don't.
Trans woman. Trans man.
Trans woman.
Trans man is woman
No,
transition.
I-
Okay. Spindile says it does sound like Patrick. It does sound like a fetish when we were talking about the difference between a fantasy or a okay. And then Kay says, I also find butch lesbians very attractive.
Ooh, hello.
That's not the only ones.
Hey Renee Cotton. He says, "Ke kopa le re recognizing. You are recognized. And then Renee Cotton says, Fave Khane Savannah Kajeko.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
All right. Patrick says, Casey, the series is called Tales of the City. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. That's the one. It's amazing. You should watch it. Okay. Sia also answering. The series is called Tales of the City. It's based on a series of books, 3 or 4 books by Amistad Maupin. I hope I said that right. Netflix has both the old version and the remake. Oh wow.
Okay, we'll check
Okay.
it out.
And then Mahlati says, at a point I used to think I'm gay, then I'm sapiosexual. Now I don't know. You don't have to know.
It's okay.
It's okay. Just do you
You
and
are
be
a
who you.
person.
All right, Pindile says, I love this. So informative. I have to go now. Have an amazing evening. Cheers, Pindile. Love you, Mtembu. And then Mashati says, at one point I used to think, okay, we've read that. I think it just posted twice. Then Selosa Mudimu says, Retseni, we are in. I'm late though. Network is bad. Love the topic. Oh, thank you. And then he says again, I know a friend who is very femme, or who is a very femme guy in a relationship with a butch lesbian, and their relationship works. It's been long now.
Wow.
They actually moved in
so
together
beautiful.
last when the gay guy bought a house. That is incredible. Wow. So these things happen.
They do.
Proper.
Like, I would love those kind of stories to be celebrated.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
We've long been seeing the gay to gay, the lesbian to lesbian. Like, I want to see something
Different.
that we don't
But
get to
sometimes-
experience every
Sometimes they don't
single
want to be in the
day.
public eye.
I
Like,
understand.
That's true.
how
Because they're constantly being judged.
But we
Yeah.
have we
Yeah.
have writers.
Yeah.
We have writers. You know, now this information is coming forth. You know that this does actually happen. It takes place. So I would love to see this explored.
If you know a trans man,
Yes, me too.
If you know a trans man that wants to do it,
if you know a trans man that is single,
Yeah.
hey,
I'm single.
That's
I'm
lovely.
single.
So now let's go into the thingy, the stereotypes. I think we like fully
Yeah, I think we
stretched that.
fully.
have we. Okay,
Is there
what
something that you think that?
stereotypes have you heard about gay men? And I know you've got a gay friend, so it's probably debunked as a stereotype, or they're probably debunked. But what are the common myths about
Gay men?
gay men?
Oh, please don't tread lightly. We like like
I know you
don't
They like every
stress.
guy.
It's right.
Yeah.
It's right. La.
No, I don't know. I think most people that I hang with are kind of, they're very
Open-minded,
open-minded.
yeah.
So, like I'm saying, I have a lesbian friend who used to date feminine gay guys.
Yeah.
Can you
And
imagine?
And
it
that was
wasn't
normal.
a thing, but until it became a thing,
Yeah.
so it became normal.
I
I remember even back in the days, we
Yeah.
even named it a Gabian relationship.
Gabian.
Ah,
A Gabian relationship.
Ah. beautiful.
That is
I
so
love
cool.
it. I do. I love it.
We like labels.
Yeah.
No,
No, but it's not about
But that one is a fancy term.
I like
No,
it though.
labels.
It's cute.
It's
It's
a
cute.
fancy
No, but I
term.
don't think it's a label, friend. I just think Uti, it's
They just
it's-
wanted to make it cute.
They wanted to give them a safe space to make them comfortable with
Yeah.
you guys. It's okay.
But doesn't
We
that
understand.
also create difference? To say that,
Yeah,
oh yeah, you guys are in a
segregation.
Gabian relationship.
Mm.
You guys are in a lesbian relationship. You guys are in a gay relationship. When you can just call it a
A
relationship.
relationship, exactly.
You know what I
I guess.
mean?
I guess.
Love
Yeah.
is love.
Yeah.
Because love is love, exactly.
Okay. Wow. Beautiful. Guys, we're almost out of time. So.
Are we out of time? Okay, cool.
So, but I wanted to ask her, Uti, what maybe as part of, because we do closing remarks at the end. So I just wanted to ask you, what are those few things or that one thing that you want to tell us or the other gay person who's watching and as a lesbian, what would you want us to know about you?
To better understand.
No, we are not in competition, guys.
True.
We are not. The best thing we can do is just lift each other up. If we lift each other up, then then we won't have to fight this fight with straight people. It won't be about being straight or being gay and us fighting for LGBTQI plus rights and stuff. It won't exist if we lift each other up. Then love will just be present. Then we'll just have to, as our former Miss South Africa would say, we'll just take up space.
Yeah.
And cement ourselves is I love that because we are stronger together than apart. I mean, it really, I mean, I think I woke up to that. You know, there really is a separation when we walked out of like a dinner and we saw all the lesbians had gone to Element, and we're like, why is there even a
Why
need
don't they feel
for-
comfortable to be within the same space?
space? You know what I mean?
And it doesn't just happen in South Africa, it happens
All over the- I mean,
when I was
yeah.
doing research, because I researched a little bit about
Yeah.
this, it happens all over the world. There are gay clubs and there are lesbian clubs, and they're never mixed together. So, you know, if we stop, it's kind of like, you know, those 8-year-old parties where the girls are on one side and the boys on one side.
Yeah.
If we stop that and just come together
Exactly.
as one,
And
then
you know, we're also enforcing the patriarchal norms because you know, in a patriarchal setting, women are there and the men are there, and there's no mixing, unless you know the women are coming to serve the men. I think we can do better. I think we should definitely do better.
We understand how we have been segregated for such a long time, you know, not accepted for who we were. So why are we trying to put the other, you know, at an arm's length, if anything? Yeah, I don't really have much to say. I think you've said a lot.
Yeah, she
to
has.
damp on
Well,
what
I
you've
think
said.
mine would then be, how would we want to love each other if one cannot love themselves? I think we need to starts with us, having to accept my own sexuality. One thing I've learned about my sexuality is that it evolved through time. And if you understand that sexuality evolve, you know, you wouldn't have a problem with it. Okay, one day you feel like you want to have sex with another female, another male, a trans, you know, woman, a trans man. That's what sexuality is. And I think once you are comfortable in your own skin and in your own sexuality, it will never be a problem for you to love a lesbian female, a trans woman, a trans man. It becomes natural only because you are natural and comfortable with your own self. I think it starts there. If you are okay with who you are, it's never going to be a problem to be okay with who everybody else is. So that's my last words for the year.
For the year, I think we've
But
pretty
we've had
much.
plenty of comments.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna do a closing remark because I think I've already said.
Yay! Because our
Honestly,
guests.
you know, some guests, honestly,
some
some guests. All right. So Patrick wants to take us off topic. He says, guys, Google pegging. You will understand why most bisexual men are bottom.
Oh.
Okay, we shall Google pegging. We shall Google pegging. And then Mahlatsi says, accept each other as we are.
Yeah.
And my lesbian ladies, keep these men breathing through the wound. Love you all. Love you too, Mahlatsi. All right, everybody.
Love
So
you guys.
next week is Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, then have a very merry, blessed Christmas. Enjoy the time off with your family and your loved ones, friends, whomever. We shall meet again
In
in
2021.
2021. And have a safe, festive holiday.
It was
We will-
going to
we
be
will-
the
we will
first
advertise.
week of the year.
Was it going to be the first week of 2021?
Second.
Yeah, but it's going to be Barbie. It's not going to happen.
I do not support the second.
The second
Third
week.
week.
The second week.
Yes, a chance, voila.
Third week.
And thank you to Lesego.
Yes.
Thank you for
We
coming
love
through.
you. We love you. We love you.
Invite me again so we can talk about
Pegging.
No. You guys can talk about pegging.
The rest.
Labeling.
The labeling.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so wow, and already another topic for next year already.
Yes.
So thank you so much, my friend, and everyone enjoyed this session. And guys, we'll
I
see
just
you
wanted to say personally, shout out to all the lesbians who are doing it for all of us out there.
Yes.
Or by the
Yes. Yes.
You know, shout out to all of y'all
Yeah.
out there just doing it for all of us.
Absolutely. And we need to see more of you, and yeah, we
occupying
will
the space.
definitely be behind you. I think, yeah, we need to support each other and
We
lift
need
each
to
other
celebrate
up,
the
as
amazing
you said.
Yeah.
people
And
doing
if you
amazing
guys feel that there's a topic that you want us to talk about next
Please
year,
suggest.
Inbox.
drop it in
Slide
our
in the
inboxes,
inbox.
in our DMs, and we'll obviously most likely look into them and see what we can do. And if you ever want to sit here with us, like we're listening for,
Please make a request.
Was that?
Have you guys had any other guests?
no,
Yeah.
you actually
No,
off,
We've had two
off
before.
camera,
No,
Off
we've had-
camera,
but
but not like.
not in front
You
of the
are
camera.
one
You
of
are
the first.
first.
Yes.
I'm a virgin break.
Wow. All right,
So,
great.
yeah.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you so much.
Mwah. Thank you.
We might just say Happy New Year
Thanks for having
together.
me, guys.